Hi class, my name is Lindsay Henderson. We have been asked to think of an experience in which we believed we failed but realized something valuable or gained a better insight for moving forward. In retrospect, would you have done anything differently? So I had typed out some stuff, so I'm just going to be reading off of my computer. But when I think of failure or near failure, I think of nursing school. Nursing school was a pretty consistent challenge for me from day one. There was a time in my last year of nursing school where I did a clinical rotation on an intensive care unit. So, for whatever reason, probably just due to the fact that not only was I young, I didn't have much medical experience, and I was inserted in situations where, I was surrounded by critically ill patients who were hooked up to just very unfamiliar machines that I was scared of. So I was very unsure, not confident in what I was doing. I developed tunnel vision. I couldn't concentrate. I was making mistakes, and unfortunately, my clinical instructor, she could tell. So one day she pulled me aside to let me know that if I couldn't make any kind of progress within a week or two, she would have had to fail me from not only my class but from nursing school. So that was very hard. That was scary, and that at the time I thought, this could change the course of my life, currently. So anyway, so that was really hard to hear. I can be a perfectionist when it comes to studies. I don't like to submit things late. And I think more than anything, it just made me realize that I was not confident in the material I had been learning, the skill set I had been learning, and just overall, as a future nurse, I was not confident at all. So instead of just sulking and complaining and getting overwhelmed by the discouragement, I decided to take that issue to God. Now, I did talk to my mom about it, and I talked to my friend, but I didn't sit there and just worry and be anxious. I decided to cry out to God, and He was there. And this is during a time that I was not walking with Him consistently. So it shows His grace and His mercy. And from that moment that I did, He gave me complete peace through the rest of the quarter. He gave me the ability that next week to go back to clinicals and to be just a totally different person. I was confident. I could concentrate. I was caring for my patients safely, and my clinical instructor took notice. And I just benefit all of that to him. So overall, I think I wouldn't have changed anything about how I handled the situation, because, like I said, I could have been anxious about it and tried to work through the circumstances in my own strength, but I decided to just surrender my issues and my lack of confidence to Him, and He's the one that gave me that confidence and that peace. And I think what is really cool about the whole situation is that a year later, nearly a year after that whole incident, I was working in a step-down unit as a charge nurse in a hospital, and my clinical instructor was working as a supervisor there, and she took notice of me, of where I was, and she had complimented me on just the vast difference in progression I had made from the time where I was as a student nurse to where I was then as an actual registered nurse, caring for pretty sick patients. I just think that's an awesome testament to God's faithfulness, that even when we're not faithful for so long, He is, and He doesn't leave us, and He hears us when we cry out to Him. So hands down, that was all Him, and that was pretty much the overall lesson I've learned. I would have not done anything differently in retrospect. I think there are just times where we can become discouraged by something or someone, and so we can either choose to just give up, or we can choose to give it to God and ask for His strength in those moments where we are weak, and He is faithful to help us through that situation. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.